How's it going, everybody? Maxwell McGee here for another episode of Now Playing. Now, you might think I'm flying solo for this one, but fear not. I'm joined by Jesse Knapp, Senior Game Designer over at Ubisoft Singapore. He's with me on the big screen behind me here. Jesse, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You ready to kick it off? Do a little Ghost Recon Online?
Yeah, let's jump in and I'll show you around our Moscow City map.
All right, wonderful. Sounds great. Let's jump right in.
So we're heading into the city of Moscow, which is where the ultranationalists have captured the Topol missile, and the ghosts are here to take it back and make sure that it's not used against innocent civilians.
All right, let's do it. So as we're starting out here, go ahead and perhaps for those of us who don't know, give us the just sort of give us the 30-second pitch on what Ghost Recon Online is.
Sure thing. Okay, so with Ghost Recon Online, we've set out to make a game that is true to both the Ghost Recon franchise and appeals to online audiences today. Ghost Recon Online is founded on team play, tactics, but accessibility and fun as well. Cover is a key element of playing Ghost Recon Online, and through using cover and playing well with your team, you can overcome just about any challenge ahead of you. Today we're actually in the city of Moscow, where Russian ultranationalists militants have captured a Topol missile, and we'll be trying to use it. We're here to stop them and save the day. Now, the Ghosts are elite, the elite of the elite, the best of the U.S. Special Forces, a group that is unrivaled, and that's what they're here to secure the missile.
So my first question is, can I invert my Y-axis controls here?
Yes, you can. If you hit the escape menu, you can bring up the options. And in the options screen, you'll have access to controls, including malfunction, which is right there.
Much better.
So some of the key useful controls that are good to know about: spacebar allows you to slide and take cover. Shift is how you sprint. With crouch, you can enter into prone, and with C, you go into crouch. With control, you enter into prone. With C, you can go into crouch.
Oh, okay.
All these stances and cover are important parts of success in Ghost Recon. They'll affect your accuracy and your ability to hit your target. So run and gun gameplay, while not impossible, is not the key to success. It's generally better to take a strong position, take aim, and let them have it. So here we are. The matches just started. We just got done with warm-up time, which is just a chance to get to know the map, get ready for the actual match to start. So now the real match has started, and both teams are trying to take the C point. This is in the center of the map. In the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see our tactical map. It's zoomed in. If you press M, you can bring it out a little bit bigger, and it'll give you a view of the whole map that we'll be playing across today.
So right now I think I'm playing the Assault class, but there are also two other classes. Can you tell us a little more about them?
Sure. So the Assault class is the heaviest class. You'll see that you have the Blitz Shield. This can be used when you deploy it. It charges up your exoskeleton, and you'll move in faster and knock down your opponents, temporarily incapacitating them and allowing you to finish them off. This is the heavy class of the heaviest class, most armored. It uses the assault rifle or the shotgun. Now we also have the Recon, which is the sniper and stealth class. He's the sneaky guy. He has the lightest armor. He can use the sniper rifle or the SMG. Now he's a great team player. You'll see that he has the Oracle Digital Interrogator. What this does is it senses enemy tags in the area and identifies them to your teammates, so that you can pass on the intel to your team about nearby enemies without having necessarily seen them. Finally, you have the Specialist. He's an electronic warfare specialist, uses LMGs and shotguns, and today you'll see him using the Aegis Shield, which deflects nearby projectiles, allowing him to create a small area that's safer for him and his teammates, and help them hold on to a critical point.
So with the special abilities like the shield bash, is there what are the limitations on using those?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Oh, what are the limitations on using the special abilities, like the assault class's heavy shield?
Right. So each class has a different energy management style. So all the classes share an energy pool that they use to activate and deploy their abilities. For the Recon class, they can actually turn their abilities on and off at will. There's a small activation charge, but this allows for using the sensor for a short period of time and then turning it back off when you don't need further information. For the Assault class, it's a bit more commitment. They turn their ability on. They can turn it off when they want, but the energy's used up. They won't be able to reactivate it. This is due to the nature of the Blitz. It's a big commitment. You're charging up, you're knocking people down, and
it's all or nothing then.
It's all or nothing. And then finally, with the Specialist class, you have some of the most specialized abilities. With the Aegis Shield, it actually cannot be canceled by the player once it's been activated. This is a balancing factor. The Aegis Shield slows your character down to a walk as part of deploying this powerful effect. And once you've got it up, it's up until it expires. So all of them run on an energy pool that depletes based on their use. There are more details about how that energy can be expended beyond just activation time, but I don't want to bore you guys with those details yet today.
Okay.
So all of these abilities, combined with the 3 classes, allow players to work together to devise new strategies and have different ways to approach the many situations in Ghost Recon Online. In addition to the 3 abilities we're talking about today, each class has another ability, and the choice of these 2 abilities, the fact that you can change them every time you spawn within the game, allows you to react to what's going on and make tactical choices excuse me, that influence the outcome of the match. Now, another important thing you'll notice is whenever you're near a teammate, you have cross-comp
There's like a little
intel
blue
lines.
line connecting the 2.
So this is to help you be aware of who's around you, who's there to help you, who you're there to help, and maintain that feeling of a team. I find that it really helps me not feel so alone as I do in a lot of other shooters. In addition, the small green icons that are embedded inside of the connecting lines show you a passive ability that you're getting from one of your teammates. So each class, in addition to the activated abilities that we've already talked about, have other effects that they can share with their teammates when they're near each other. For example, the Recon can detect either sprinting or shooting enemies through advanced intel systems, and then share that intelligence and that information through cross-comm with all their nearby teammates. So when you see this connecting line, you know that you're close to a friend, you're close enough to share benefits, and it increases your sense of where he's at and what you can do for each other.
I think you might have touched on this already, but earlier I saw a message that said detected by Oracle. I'm assuming that's one of the special abilities you mentioned earlier.
Yes, that's the Oracle, or the Oracle Digital Interrogator, is the Recon special ability that allows him to detect enemies through walls across the map and share that intel with his team. This is incredibly useful because intel is king in Ghost Recon, and knowing where the enemy's at is a huge advantage.
Now I know we're doing a 3-on-3 here, I believe, but can some of the other game modes or match types, can you have more characters or more players in them?
So actually we're 4-on-5 right now.
Oh, okay.
And this map is up to 8-on-8. So the way the primary playlist right now works is as little as 4 or as many as 8 players on a team. We find that this is a good number for small team tactics. The U.S. military uses fire teams that are generally around 4 people, and it's commonly accepted that that is one of the most useful tactical units in the modern era. So we've kind of focused on 2 small fire teams working together in closer maps. So you really get to feel that you make a difference.
No cloak, but,
it allows for better coordination between teams, and a real personal feeling to the battle.
And I also understand that this game is It's using the free-to-play business model, a very attractive business model for PC developers, it seems these days. Why did your team decide to go free-to-play for this title?
So looking at Ghost Recon Online, we looked back at the roots of Ghost Recon on PC, and it's been a while since it's been as strong on PC as it was in the past. So we really wanted to find a way to take the Ghost Recon franchise and bring it back to PC. We looked at PC games in the modern era, and online PC games are certainly becoming a much bigger part of the presence. And we felt that free-to-play allows us to really do something special with Ghost Recon and to bring it to the widest number of players, let them experience it, and really try something different. So what we've tried to do with the Ghost Recon with the free-to-play model is, when we're making the game, generally ignore the fact that it's free-to-play and just make a fun game. Make a game that we would want to buy and play ourselves. And then of course, there's aspects that have to be addressed for free-to-play. You have to have a business model. You have to have a way to allow the customers that are enjoying your game, that want to invest further in the franchise, allow them to spend their money. Give them reasons to do it that are beneficial for them. But in general, what we're trying to do here and what we've enjoyed doing is creating a game that's a top-tier shooter. And the fact that it's free-to-play is almost coincidental when we go through our day-to-day design processes. So we've really focused a lot on the core gameplay of Ghost Recon Online. As you see, it's a third-person shooter. It's heavily cover-based. And this is something that's pretty challenging to do for online competitive multiplayer in particular. So we've spent a great deal of time refining and building upon this, just trying to make the controls, the camera as intuitive and smooth as possible, to make it a welcoming experience for the player. On top of this, we've layered the fact that we're an online game. We really think it's important and critical to allow people to carry on these social relationships. One of the most important and interesting things about playing an online game, especially one that is persistently online, is the fact that you can meet your friends online and you can meet new friends online, that you can share these experiences instead of just playing them by yourself. So we focused a lot on making it easy to find your friends, to play with your friends. As you saw earlier, we all partied up ahead of time, which allowed me to just join us into matchmaking so that we're all sticking together. We all got put into the match together, and we'll continue to stay together as long as we choose to. On top of all this, we've layered progression, character investment. So, as we've talked about already, you can choose to play one of or more of the three characters in Ghost Recon: the Assault, the Specialist, or the Recon. Each of these characters has their own progression options available to them. As you play through matches, you gain experience and in-game currency. As you gain more experience, you level up. As you level up, you gain access to newer, better, more interesting, more diverse items, abilities, high-tech equipment. You can then go to the in-game store and, using the currency you've earned, choose which weapon you want, which armor suit you want, and really take it to the next level by customizing that. I, for example, at the moment am using one of the starting weapons for the Assault class, the M27 Assault Rifle, but I've increased the magazine size, I've attached a muzzle brake, and I've attached a 1:4 multi-zoom scope that allows me to engage enemies up close or at distance. With the variety of weapons we have, I believe, if I remember correctly, we have 72 base weapons in Ghost Recon Online, and then with the customization systems and the variants, the numbers become very big. What it allows the player to do is not only find the right weapon for them, but find the right 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 weapons for them, and really customize their experience. When you pair this with the abilities, with the armor, with your secondary weapons, with your grenades, with your boosts, you get a chance to really, as you continue to play, grow your character, explore different play styles, and find what works for you, not only in general, but in particular situations.
Now, in addition to gaining new weapons and whatnot by leveling up, are you going to have like an in-game store where players can go and do a little microtransaction action?
So the way our in-game store works is any of the items that you can buy with your in-game earned currency, the ones that you unlock, you can also purchase through a microtransaction if you find that you want more guns than you can afford. You still have the same restrictions about when you can use them. In order to use a weapon that's unlocked at level 50, you have to level your character to level 50, whether you buy it with the in-game currency of requisition points or with a microtransaction. But you can purchase these weapons, these items, with either currency as you choose. So the in-game store is actually a very key part of your life in Ghost Recon Online, whether you're engaging in microtransactions or not. You'll go there to get your pistol. You'll go there to continually buy grenades. Grenades are pretty fun to use, so I have a feeling if you played, you'd continue using them. You'll go there to get the latest guns, the latest armor, and then you'll have that choice as to whether the item you purchase with the requisition points you've earned through playing matches, through completing missions, or choose to engage in a microtransaction.
So in addition to the map we're on now, like what other types of maps can we expect to see in the final release?
So one of the things we've focused on for Ghost Recon Online is quality over quantity. We're an online free-to-play game, so we've got to be pretty agile in our approach. And because our game is so heavily team-focused, we don't really want to do a free-for-all style deathmatch. For one, it's not very Ghost Recon. For two, it doesn't really play into what we're trying to build here. So for the moment, we've got two different game modes. The one we're playing today, Capture, and another game mode that we'll be revealing at a later date. Both of these focus on team-based objective control, if you will. Now, as we move on, one of the beautiful things about being an online game is that when we go out of closed beta and open the game up to the public, that's not the end of our development, but really just the beginning. So we'll be continuing to develop, support, and add to Ghost Recon Online for years to come. And new game modes, new maps, etc. will continue to emerge as we do. We have some ideas here, of course, but one of the most exciting things about being an online game is that we can actually engage with our players and our community and work with them to define the future of the game, rather than having to try to figure it all out ourselves.
So yeah, as the game has been in closed beta, has your team received any interesting feedback, maybe something you didn't expect? Or what has the feedback been like in general?
So the feedback in beta has been pretty positive so far. We have one player in particular, his name's Kerp, and he's a player in France, and he has been a true celebrity in the early stages of beta. He rose so far above and beyond the average player that he became an icon. His name is used as both a noun and a verb on our forums, and other players use him as a measuring stick. So in the closed betas we've released so far, we don't have leaderboards in, for example, so you don't have that immediate comparison yet of who's better than who at this particular stat. But with Kerp, what they've done is they've used him as their measurement, and they talk about trying to be better than Kerp, trying to match him, and that's their goal and what they're trying to achieve and how they measure themselves in the beta. We have 2D avatars, which are part of your online identity. You start with some, but the rest of them are unlocked through completing achievements in the game. He found a particular one that he unlocked in a somewhat obscure achievement, which was just a black and white digital smiley face. But because it was him and because it was so different than the rest of the avatars out there, it became a bit of a craze, and we saw a rush of players rushing to unlock these achievements in order to get this avatar so that they too could be like Kerp. So that's been pretty cool.
This guy. All right, the clock is ticking down. There it is. That's the end of the match.
That's the end of the round.
Yeah.
So the way this this game mode works is you've got up to 30 minutes to play up to 3 rounds. Depending on how long your rounds take, you might play 1, you might play 2, you might play 3 before the match ends. But what this allows for is the team to kind of congeal. Sometimes we find we put a team together, and that first round, they're not necessarily gelling, or with new players especially, sometimes they haven't quite gotten used to the flow of the game. As I've said before, the game is pretty reliant on using cover and stances to control your accuracy, and frankly, that's not it's not what most people's muscle memory tries to get them to do when they first log in. So having a round system allows these teams to kind of congeal, play, and potentially come back and have a stronger showing the second time or the third.
All right, Jesse, well, as we're wrapping up here, what can you tell the folks at home about some beta activity for Ghost Recon Online?
Okay, so in North America, in the next few weeks, we'll be adding more people to our beta. We've just started it up there recently, and we'll be adding more people in the next few weeks and continuing to grow from there.
All right, very cool. Well, thank you for phoning in and spending some time with us, showing off your game. I know I had a good time.
It was good talking to you. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.
All right, and thank you folks at home for watching, and be sure to stay tuned to GameSpot.com for more coverage.